Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Jay McCulloh, the head coach of Livonia Churchill boys basketball. How's it going?
It's going great. It's going great. Great start to the season so far.
Yeah, so I know I know there could be some scrimmages that you guys have this week. Going into the season overall, just tell me what how excited you are to start the year and all that, and what's it going to be like?
Yeah, so I'm super excited for the season to get started. We had tryouts last week. Leading up to this season, we've had the most committed group that I've had since I've been at Churchill. And we've had the most talented incoming freshman class that I've had since I've been at Churchill. So really looking forward to seeing how we're able to meld together and really get better every day.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, let's talk about those players you have. Let's talk about some of the returners that you have coming back and some names to watch out for as well.
Yeah, so my top returners are Michael Donald. He's one of our guards, the senior guard. Jaden Fergan, he's one of our junior guards. We have Hunter Pless, who's a senior forward. He's a returner as well. Eric Nielsen is a senior forward as well. Jack Jones, he's a senior center that we have. Real physical guy. Love his intensity that he brings to the floor. And then we have a returning sophomore point guard, Tyro.
All right.
Yeah.
Kind of really this first few weeks of practice, you talk about how your team is, but overall, you've had them for several bout of practices, not as a little bit less than what you're used to, but overall, what do you think about your group so far?
Yeah, so what's been great is having the group that I have, they've taken the initiative to do a lot of the skill development and bonding on their own outside of even practices. So we've come in as a very closely knit group. So it's something where even in just our couple of practices that we've had very little lag, very little transition time. So it's great to have a player-led team because if you talk to Coach Izzo, he'll even say a player-led team will go much further than a coach-led team any day of the week, and it's great that we finally have that with the kids that we have.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about, the league's going to be, as you probably know, the league's going to be really, really tough this year on the east side of things.
Yep.
Overall, your outlook on what the league's going to look like this year.
Yeah, so I think the league is going to be just like it is every other year. It's something where we're going to be, and this is just all across the conference, really. We're going to have top level teams. Our team or our conference, we've got Belleville on our side. We've got Dearborn, who's going to be really good. The local Livonia teams are going to be good as well. And even though teams like Wayne and Glenn are going to be a little younger, they're still going to be competitive as all heck, and it's going to be a battle night in and night out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Let's also kind of talk about, you know, I know the December slate of where you have for games. Kind of talk about your non-conference schedule to start off the year.
Yeah, so our non-conference schedule, it's really kind of a mixture of different styles, and that's really kind of what we wanted to see. So we have some more slow, methodical teams that we play, as well as our first game against Waterford Kettering is going to be one where Steve Emmert's over there and looking into what he does and how he talks. It's going to be a lot of 3-and-D and high intensity pressure defenses. So we're going to get used to handling the types of presses that we would see in conference. And then we're going to go and we have Plymouth as our last game before Christmas, and it's going to be having to deal with their big 6'9" post and their new transition as they have a new coaching staff over there. So we're seeing all sorts of different types of styles, flow, plotting, feed it through the post, so we can understand how we play an OAA team, and then fast up and down teams that we would see in our conference as well.
Yeah, for sure. And just overall, when you look at conference play, I know it kind of starts off with I think you guys are starting off with I believe one of the Livonia schools or something like that.
It's supposed to be Dearborn and then Fortson Franklin, if I'm not mistaken, off the
Okay.
top of my
Yeah. And that's you talk about Dearborn, they're
head.
right up there with Belleville. So,
Yep.
going into conference play, as you go into like the non-conference portion of the season, what's it going to be like as you head into the conference portion of the season when the new year comes?
Yeah, it's gonna be physical. It's gonna be intense. We play a lot of highly skilled guards and a lot of highly skilled posts. So it's something of where we're looking to just take it day by day, game by game. I mean, we're not looking to get too far ahead of ourselves. So it's really the good part is coming out of break, so we'll have time to make sure that we're prepared for those games coming up in conference. So we'll take our time, go through. I have a great staff that's going to be going through and breaking out the games that are further down the road. But we're just going to look at what's our next challenge. What are we going to be able to go and get accomplished? So it's day by day, bit by bit.
And what do you think you want to see out of your team these first few games as we enter into the season?
Yeah, we're really focused on defense, being in the right position, boxing out and rebounding, taking care of the basketball and making shots. I mean, that's as simple as it can get. But if you really do those three things, play defense, take care of the ball and make all your shots, it's going to lead to some wins. I mean, even some of the games that maybe you aren't supposed to win, it'll lead to wins coming up in those games.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Jay, thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us, and best of luck this season. We'll have you on again sometime.
All right, sounds great. Thanks, Casey.